Namaste. Welcome to Your Spiritual Revolution's live interview session. I am your host and editor of Your Spiritual Revolution magazine, Ravisha Parekh. Today we have with us Laila Ahmed. Laila Ahmed is an intuitive trainer and a spiritual therapist, best-selling author of two books, The Joy of Healing and A Gratitude Journal. She has offered intuitive training and energy healing since 2001 and has taught meditation, healing, and intuitive development to thousands through her training and therapies. Welcome to YSR's live interview, Laila, ma'am.
Thank you, Ravisha. Thank you, Ravisha, for having me here.
And I heard your third book, Intellect to Intuition, is about to be published on 31st August. So, congratulations for that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So, our topic today is intuition. So, first, the very obvious question: what is intuition?
Okay. In fact, I would say what intuition is not. In fact, everything is intuition. Whatever the new creation comes up, the book writing, or some discoveries, or even the vaccines like this, it's all intuition. It comes from the intuitive mind. So basically, intuition is a God gift gifted to all of us, but unfortunately, we don't unwrap that gift. If
Right.
all of us are able to tap into this power, to tap into the inner voice, our life can be beautiful. It could change completely. It can be powerful. It can be like you can create a number of possibilities with the power of your intuition.
Right.
Intuition is a voice which won't stop, though we don't want to hear at times, but it doesn't stop.
So, how can we differentiate between intuition and our imagination or self-talk that we have with ourselves?
Okay. So let me take the first self-talk. Instead of telling
Mhm.
me what is the difference, whom do
Mhm.
you talk to you the most throughout the day?
Myself.
Wonderful, wonderful. And it is actually the reality. It is
Mhm.
research which says that we have 50 to 60,000 thoughts. And
Mhm.
most of it is we talk to ourselves. Now,
Right.
whenever we talk to ourselves, is most of it is like 80% is negative. Okay,
Mhm.
with the current scenario you take, or whatever the family situations, the economic situation, most of us tend to think negative. So
Right.
what happens? This self-talk, we are manifesting a reality. We are creating a reality with this negative self-talk. And what is
Mhm.
visualization is nothing. Similarly, if you want to make some decision, like if I want to send my child to the school when the child
Mhm.
is just 3 years or 4 years, or want to send him to a picnic, what happens? My imagination runs wild with the fear that what if it goes wrong?
Right.
And unconsciously, those imaginations, those visualization becomes a reality.
Mhm.
Whereas intuition is completely different. It's not your self talk, it is not your imaginations or visualization. It is an inner voice guiding you, nudging you to move forward, to expand in your life, to create more peace in your life, to protect you, to help you grow, have better relationship and what not. Like you can name it, and everything falls under intuition. So it's
Right.
basically your guide, your angels, not literally the angels. The intuition is your
Mhm.
angel who is guiding you every moment of your time.
Right.
For example, let me give an example. Let If you are connecting with someone and you being like this has been with me a lot many times because I'm very upfront. Like I tell people on upfront, whatever it is, I can't
Mhm.
hide the things which is not tolerable at times. So at
Right.
times this kind of a talk hurts other people.
Mhm.
So when I started developing my intuitive powers, I was guided when to speak, what to speak, and whom to speak.
Oh.
So being truthful is right, it is great. Being authentic, it's good. But at times it hurts and it brushes the feathers. So it's for your intuition, you need to be a little calmer or probably listen to your intuition before you react or respond in any situation.
Okay. Great. So you said that when you started having, intuition. So if we talk about you, how and when did you realize that, you had these intuitive powers?
Beautiful. In fact, most of the children are intuitive and they know they have the powers. Till the time the
Hmm.
child is 5, the child is not programmed. By the
Hmm.
time the child is 5, like if you understand the mind theory, scientific
Hmm.
theory of the mind, that we are born with conscious mind and the subconscious mind. In
Right.
between, there is a critical filter, which is
Hmm.
not developed by the time the child is 5. So it takes from 0 to 5 years to develop that critical filter. But
Okay.
in the process, whatever happens, so whatever input is given to the child through media, through parents, through caretakers, through schools, through the surrounding, it goes into the child. And then
Mm-hmm.
child starts operating as an autopilot. So between the age of 0 to 5, whatever you're programmed, you start automatically operating on those terms. So
Okay.
even I was aware of my intuitive powers. Some children remember their powers for a little longer than even 5 years. So probably I would say like when I was 8 or 9, I could sense things, I could say things and it would manifest, but at times it would backfire from the family.
Okay.
Why do you do that? Why do you say such things? Because
Right.
intuition is not something which is logically proved. Like just giving an example, I had a neighbor, long story short, because this story is there even in the first book, The Joy of Healing. This
Mm-hmm.
neighbor had been married to each other for last 2 years. They didn't had any children. They divorced. The guy got ahead and married somebody else. Another 2 more years, he didn't had children, so he divorced that second lady also, and he got connected with the first wife because he accepted by then that okay, if children are not happening, not happening. At least I am happy with my first wife. So he got connected back with the first wife. At that time, I was what around 4 or 5 or maybe 6. I don't remember the exact age. I was sitting between both the couple. They were just my opposite neighbors. I was sitting between them, and since they always love children, so I was like the pet for them.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking at them and the way they were giving me all that love and all, I said, "You love kids." Like I didn't know anything about what was happening in the earlier. So they says,
Right.
"Yeah, we love children." And says, "Yeah, आपको भी बहुत जल्दी हो जाएगी मेरे जैसी बेटी." I don't know where that sentence came from. And my mom was standing on the door. She called me back and she's trying to pinch me and says, "What are you saying? Are you crazy? Like you don't even know what you are talking about." And I was
Hmm.
like 6, 7 years old. Children don't understand much about. I said, "I don't know. मेरे दिल में आया, मैंने बोल दिया. I don't
Right.
know." And thankfully, God kept my word, I would say.
Wow.
After 9 months, they delivered a baby girl with no medical intervention.
Wow.
So you can definitely call it a miracle.
Right.
And the girl also looked like me. Not only she delivered a baby girl, she and in fact now she has two daughters now.
Oh, that's great.
So it's beautiful, like when you say something and it happens. So yes, your environment doesn't allow you to spread your wings. Probably because they don't know what intuition is, they don't know what power is. So I was
Hmm.
also put into don't talk about it anyway. So for a
Right.
very long time, I just kept quiet. कुछ भी नहीं बोलना, not to use your intuition. Even if I would get dreams and I would get imaginations, and I would just keep quiet, fearing that what if somebody does not accept it, or what if it doesn't manifest. In fact, at that time, I had that fear: what if it doesn't manifest? It
Right.
occurred. See what happens when you're intuitive, it reoccurs. It's like a wake up call comes to you. So at
Hmm.
around 25 years back, I got a wake up call. And the wake up call was a severe back pain. To such an
Okay.
extent, I was on bed. The
Oh.
MRI was done, the X-ray was done, and there was no hope of recovery. At that time, there was not even today, there are not many spinal surgeries which are happening.
Right.
I'm talking about 25 years back, it was nothing. So,
Hmm.
according to doctor, they said only rest is what you can give yourself. You can't walk much around, and probably you might do a little housework, little here and there, but you're not allowed to walk, or you won't be mobile the way you were up till now.
Hmm.
I was in bed for 15 days and I'm asking myself, is this the life I really want, or do I need to change?
Right.
And the answer came that yes, I have the power to change. Luckily, it says that when the students is ready, the teacher appears. Somebody connected me to the psychic world school for the
Okay.
healing. Till then, I didn't know anything about healing, like not
Right.
Reiki or pranic, which at that time it was famous. I didn't know anything about it, or never I would
Hmm.
believe it also. But when this
Hmm.
psychic intuitive training came up, and I says, "Wow, this is I'm joining in, and let me see how it can work out." And
Right.
yes, it helped me, and then there was no looking back. That was the time when I started tapping into the intuition, and I started expanding and growing with that powers, and started helping others also. That yes, you can also unwrap this God gift.
Right.
And today I'm on a mission. I want every
Amazing.
soul to unwrap this gift, no matter what.
Amazing, amazing. So, if you say that everyone, has these intuitive powers and they are not given to someone special as such. So, how can we practice and develop our intuition? So, are there any tools that can be used to, develop your intuition, or how does it work?
Like if you see now in 21st century, it is very common, like intuition and knowing your awareness, it's very common. But even
Hmm.
then, when I was like, when I started with this, and I could just help people to unwrap this gift.
Right.
It is not very difficult. Frankly speaking, unwrapping this gift is just being aware of it. Like if you're aware of it, even without the training, you will start sensing things changing around you.
Hmm.
Correct? We have been born with these senses. Like most of the time, most of us feel we are born with five senses. No, it's not
Hmm.
right. We are born with 11 senses.
Oh.
The school and the teachers only five senses because they know only about the five senses. Now many people have come up with says, oh, there are six senses, but it's not
Right.
six senses, it is six more additional senses.
Oh.
But just being aware of it, that yes, I'm intuitive, I want to use my powers. Just say to yourself, I want to use my powers, and see what happens. What is
Right.
awareness? For example, if you buy a red color Honda, and
Hmm.
when you drive your red color Honda for the first time, all around, what do you see?
You spot it everywhere.
Spotted everywhere. It's as simple as that. And then you realize that why couldn't I see this red color cars? So many were available already on the street. Like the
Right.
same with intuition, the moment you're aware, initially you need to be open enough.
Hmm.
Why all people can't see it? Their logic does not allow them to accept it.
Right.
Their ego does not allow them to accept it. If something
Hmm.
like this can happen, then
Right.
why would God give you this 11 senses? For what is the use of this 11 senses? So we
Hmm.
instead, we with a logical, with a limited thinking, we don't tap into our powers.
Right.
And the intuition will help you to open up and unwrap all your gifts.
So just believing that I am intuitive, that can help
That's the
us.
first step. That's the first step. And yes,
Right.
then there are many other tools which can be used, like the moment when the participants join the intuitive training, the
Hmm.
first hour is devoted to intuitive graphotherapy.
Okay.
Now, what is intuitive graphotherapy? Handwriting analysis.
Oh, okay.
There are other schools which teach graphotherapy and they take around 3 to 4 months to teach a student how to analyze the handwriting. And that too,
Right.
they have too many complications. Oh, see the slanting line and see the standing line and see the pressure of the handwriting. In intuitive training, in the first hour, each participant can read each other.
Oh.
Each participant can read through the help of intuition. So they don't have to worry, what is the pressure or what is the slanting light. Just with their intuition, they can say, and so far it is like 100% right.
Wow.
After the first day, they are asked to do 5 intuitive graphic therapy for their family members or friends, whoever they are comfortable with.
Hmm.
Every time they come back and they say, whoever's graphotherapy I've done, they say, oh, you are a professional. When did you learn it? How many years you have been practicing? So
Wow.
such a beautiful state, like you, like let me give an example. There
Hmm.
was this one guy, one corporate guy who was attending my intuitive training. So after the first day during the class, he learned graphotherapy and he was excited. And as a homework, he was supposed to do the reading.
Hmm.
He is telling me, I don't have anybody around me to go and get the handwriting done. I said, "Okay, what if not 5? What is possible?" He says, "I have only one. Like I have a wife at home. I can ask her to give the handwriting and I can analyze for her." I said, "Great.
Hmm.
Start with one and let's see how it takes it." Being a corporate guy, a only very logical guy, says, "But I know her in and out. What would I tell about her? Like I know my wife in and out." I said, "No, don't go with your logic. Take your pen when she writes her handwriting, connect with your intuition and just ask what more messages are needed for you to understand your wife better." He did that. Second day he was the first to come into the class and he was
Hmm.
super excited, super excited. I says, what happened? What is the matter with you? He says,
Hmm.
I thought I know my wife because we are married since last 2 years and I thought I know her very well, but when I read her handwriting, her graphotherapy was mentioning that she loves to work. And I always
Oh.
thought that she would love to be a housewife, a homemaker. But when he received that message that she loves to work, he confronted her that if you
Hmm.
really love to work, why didn't you tell me? And she says, my first marriage broke because of my work. So this time I was more careful not to break my marriage and I was accepting my life. But yes, if given an opportunity, I would definitely. The end
Wow.
result is today they have started their own company. Both
Oh,
husband and wife are the partners and they are doing the work.
amazing. Amazing.
So yes, you
So,
have a lot of tools to expand your powers and expand your intuition.
right.
Like therapy is just one. Then you can see aura through the third eye, which
Hmm.
guides a lot. Like if your partner is in a low mood or on a low frequency, you know what to talk and when to talk. So you see aura through the third eye. So more of it initially you're depending on your seven senses, the 11 senses what you have, and you try to
Hmm.
identify the intuition. But your question was what tools we use.
Right.
So after you have completed all these resources of identifying the intuition with your own powers, sometimes you need
Hmm.
physical proofs also. You want to prove it to as a logic. Then yes, we have
Right.
tarot cards as a tool. You have
Hmm.
oracle cards as a tool. We have dowsers which we can use and we can identify the answers. You have runes, and there are so many other modalities which can be added to identify your intuition. So many
Right.
modalities.
Okay, great. So, the current times that we are living in are, difficult for everyone. So, how do you keep yourself, attuned to intuition in these disturbing times?
Okay. Do you think it's really a disturbing time?
Yeah, for
No, in
many of
fact,
us.
this time, if you see more millionaires are born, more
Right,
trainers are born, more opportunities have opened up. The
right.
opportunities which were not earlier have opened up suddenly. So I
Hmm.
feel it's not a time where you need to be sad about. It's a blessing in disguise.
Right.
Lot many business have gone online. People have realized the importance of a family being together, work from home. Yes, yeah, there are. I would not say this is happening for all the people. Yeah, there are
Hmm.
people who have not tapped into their powers. They are still in a mediocre line, or they are not in a meritocratic level. They have to move on. You can't just dream about a good life. You can't just think about a good life, or you can't just imagine about a good life. One has
Hmm.
to act to manifest that good life. So one simple line I would say: if you feel you are stuck, just ask yourself, what else is possible?
Right.
Just ask yourself what else is possible. Who will give you the answer? The universe will merge with your intuition and show you what else is possible. Like giving an example, my maids and all, they are not from Mumbai, so obviously we know that the maid comes from some other place. So when this
Hmm.
lockdown and all started, and they were jobless because we couldn't call them home, and they were like, "Madam, अब क्या करें? हम गांव जाने के सिवाय कुछ नहीं है." The
Right.
husbands were already into building lines. The buildings were not doing good. So this I tried with this one of my maid, and it just says, "Khali aap aisa bolo." Don't it doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense to just say what else is possible. सिर्फ आप मन में 3 टाइम बोलो what else is possible. I made her sit down and I just tell her what else is possible. She says, हाँ possibility तो बहुत कुछ लग रही है मुझे, बट क्या वर्क करेगा? ऐसे थोड़ा सा टाइम तो देखो क्या आता है आपको। घर जाकर आपके हस्बैंड को भी ये समझाओ, आपका भाई आपके साथ में रहता है उनको भी
Hmm.
समझाओ, लेट्स सी क्या होता है। Within
Hmm.
8 days, she's calling me and says, "You know what? अब मैं गाँव नहीं जा रही हूँ." My husband has already started work with some company. My
Hmm.
brother has become a driver now. So initially they were only focusing on building ka kaam. But the
Right.
moment he said what else is possible, the opportunities opened up for them.
Hmm.
Until they are working with the same work what they had started. So if a
Right.
layman like this, a poor people with no education, they don't even understand what else is possible ka meaning kya hai, and if they can benefit, why not everyone?
Right. Great. So, when we talk about intuition, another question that comes into the mind is, can you see the future then?
Oh, wonderful. I would say if you can create the future, would you want to see the future?
I don't think so.
Because when you say seeing the future, we are saying future is predestined. It's set in stone. So we
Right.
can't change it. So it is against the theory of free will. We
Hmm.
all know that humans have been given the gift of free will also. We have the choice to live our life the way we want it.
Right.
So if I'm seeing my future, that means the future is set in stone and I can't do much about it. So if I
Hmm.
had seen my future probably 25 years back, it would have been, I would be on the bed still today. So instead
Right.
of seeing the future, when you can create the future in the present tense, learn to create the future rather than seeing the future.
Right.
My headache is a pure example of, like, if you see this disaster is there, because most of the doctors, like, I had showed it to not less than five orthopedic doctors, and
Correct.
all had the same opinion that nothing can be done about the disc, what is gone wrong.
Hmm.
Okay, so if that is the future, then what is free will? In fact, for that same reason, I've created this my second book. If you have gone through, I don't know whether you have gone through or not. 101 Gratitude Question. It's a
Hmm.
simple book based on the same theory that every day we ask negative questions to ourselves. Like, if you find me not little low, you would say, "Ma'am, what is happening today? You're not looking good today." Okay, so what will happen? My mind will start searching for answers. What went wrong throughout the day that made me look like this? But if I ask myself, why I'm so happy today, what will happen? The same mind, the same intuition will start searching in my memory lane. What happened that is making me happy? And
Right.
imagine if you have the right question every day, your
Hmm.
future would be created based on you as a co-creator. So you are
Right.
partnering with the creator to create your life.
Right. So, does this whole intuition thing, does this need any, a lot of meditation or being, very pure or being spiritual? I don't think it does, but then I just would like to hear it from you.
Reminds me of one of my participants who came, who says, like, he was a Catholic, he says, "Do I have to leave alcohol?" And I says, "No,
Oh.
you don't have to leave." And says, "Wow, this is so liberating." And yes, I feel that if this was a prerequisite that you have to be spiritual and you have to be, like, you have to leave your smoking and drinking and then only you can become intuitive, then I think so most of the people would have dropped out. Live
Right.
as normal life you can, and you can still tap into your powers. But yes, the after effect is different.
Hmm.
The after effect, see, if somebody is telling you to stop smoking, probably you will not listen.
Hmm.
But what if your intuition is pushing you to stop it? Your life changes. So I have seen many participant changes from being an atheist who never believed in any god, but today, after learning about intuition and their powers, they are more spiritual, they are more dedicated to spirituality, they are more dedicated to connect to the source, they enjoy doing meditations, and they're more compassionate, I would say. And even
Okay.
this participant whom I was talking about, even he has stopped drinking. Nobody
Hmm.
told him to stop, but he's into complete a different spirituality.
Right.
Yes, if intuition is moving you forward and guiding you, being a mentor to you, your life will change
Mhm.
for sure.
Right. Great. So, does chakra play any role in being a psychic?
Oh yes, yes. Like most of you have heard that we have seven chakras. So that's
Right.
definitely the energy centers running in our spinal column from the base
Hmm.
of your from the base chakra to the crown chakra needs to be open, activated, balanced, harmonized. Once it is done, that you get a midas touch. Now there's a process to it. The intuitive training participant goes through the process of aligning, activating, opening, cleaning, balancing, and harmonizing all your chakras. Now,
Okay.
apart from these seven chakras, which is most widely known, you'll be surprised we have 400 plus minor chakras.
Oh.
Yes. And this chakra also plays a lot of emotions. So, what happens when you're experiencing a more emotion of probably anger or resentment or sadness or some guilt? The emotion gets clawed in our chakras. And when that
Hmm.
emotion keeps on repeating again and again and again, that chakra stop functioning. And when the chakra starts stop functioning, there we start creating disease. So if you want to remain healthy, we need to have an alignment of the chakra, opening up of all your 400 chakras. Plus,
Hmm.
you have chakras above your head. Like, that is beyond your body. Also, there are many chakras which helps you to
Okay.
connect to the source. So chakras
Right.
definitely plays a major role in intuition. But ideally, when I begin this training, I didn't know much about the chakras.
Hmm.
I didn't know anything about the chakras, but it happened. So you don't need to have a prior knowledge of chakras, or you don't need to read books on chakras or meditate. Let it just happen after the training.
Right.
Even if today also, if my participants don't know about the chakras, their life is better with the healing and
Hmm.
the processes what we do.
Okay. Great. So, lastly, I would like to ask you if you have any, special tips or techniques for our viewers to develop their intuition on their own, or if you would like to give them a message, anything.
The first message I would say that if you're really inclined towards intuition, I have created a whole series of psychic development on my
Hmm.
YouTube channel. The whole series is there which guides us what is intuition, how to tap into it. There are few practices I have given, few meditations I have given. Recently I've started with the chakra thing. So each week I'm taking up one chakra, that what is root chakra for, what is sacral chakra for. One thing which I have commonly given to all, and I want everyone to practice that, is aligning breath. Like your breath, your prana is the force which is activating your intuition. So when you want
Hmm.
to say I am open and receptive to this intuition, begin with this three breath. I'll just explain you what it is, and probably then we can go through it together if you wish.
Sure.
It is like taking a deep breath in till your belly breath,
Hmm.
holding the breath for some time, breathing it out, and while you're breathing out, you're giving the command, relax, relax, relax. Now what this command is working is, it is relaxing your body, mind and soul. These are the three very important thing in your life to tune into the source. So
Hmm.
unless your body, mind and soul are not in alignment, your decision would be wrong. There would be a lot of confusion in your life. So what intuition and this bread does, move you from chaos, confusion to creating possibilities, moves you from lack to abundance,
Hmm.
moves you from problems to possibilities. Okay,
Right.
so this three breaths is extremely powerful. You want to
Okay.
do that?
Sure.
Okay, so just close your eyes. It just hardly takes a minute.
Hmm.
So focus on your breathing. Take a deep breath in, hold your breath, slowly breathe out, and while you're exhaling, say the word relax, relax, relax. Once again, take a deep breath in, slowly breathe out, relax, relax. Once again, taking a deep breath in, slowly breathe out, relax, relax, relax. Return your breathing to normal level and slowly open your eyes. Do you feel any difference?
Yeah.
The aura
Very
changes.
calm.
Yes, the
Very
aura
calm.
changes within a minute.
Right.
You started, I could see a lot of your blue aura, and now I'm seeing a lot of pink aura, glittering pink aura.
So, how do you? What does these auras mean? The colors of auras.
The color of the aura is based on the chakra, like how far the chakras are open, the aura will be seen. Now,
Hmm.
even a child, like you can try it with children who are less than three. Just ask what color you see around auntie, and they will be the first person to tell you if they are not
Wow.
yet programmed. Yes, they are, because I have seen after my training, I had tried asking my son, and he says, "Yeah, mama, I always see that."
Hmm.
So,
Wow.
like everybody can see aura. You don't need a special training even to see aura, I would say.
Okay.
The aura will tell you about the personality about that person. It is for a guidance system, that if somebody has a different attitude towards you, the aura of that person would guide you whether to connect with them or to protect yourself, have a boundary with that person. So it's a very good tool to identify many things in your life. Though we
Right.
don't trespass anybody's aura, we don't trespass anybody's life by because just I have the power, I will start seeing everyone aura. We don't do that.
Mhm.
Yes, if a maid is coming home and I want to check whether her frequency is high or not, or when my cook is coming, whether the frequency, so it's very important their frequency to be high. Because if they are frequent operating on the lower frequency, the moment they start cooking for us, the same thoughts would go in the food, the same
Mhm.
thoughts will be going through the food into our body and into our mind. So it's
Right.
very important that those whom you're working with raise the frequency.
So when you
It's
interact
not
with
about
someone, their auras affect you,
big
how they are
time,
feeling.
big time. So if the
Right.
negative person is around, like say you must have heard people saying that somebody come closer to you and they says, "Oh, I was feeling so low, just aapko milke I'm feeling so high now."
Right.
That is
Right.
a good sign because the energy moves from higher level to a lower level. The
Hmm.
problem comes if you're an empath and if you don't know how to refill yourself. Like many
Okay.
people just say that when we speak to you, our problem disappears. कुछ नहीं किया अभी तक, the problem disappears. Why? Because the aura, the energy moves from you to somebody else and raise their level also up. But you need to keep refilling and overflowing your cup. Let your
Right.
cup run overflow with the energy, of course. So when the energy is overflowing, it's spreading everywhere. It's spreading
Hmm.
around, and it's also giving you a protection.
Hmm.
Be careful when people who are draining you, like sometimes you go to some places and you just feel, I'm feeling very drained out.
Right.
Nothing, no communication has happened, but you feel so uncomfortable. Why?
Hmm.
Because the energies were depleted. So the
Right.
moment that happens, you need to raise your frequency.
Right. So
And the new
when
book,
this
Intellect
happens,
to has
sorry.
this, my new book, Intellect to Intuition, has
Hmm.
this command on how to raise the frequency.
Okay, that is
So it's
exactly
so
what I was asking. That when you meet someone who is down or depressed or and you feel that way, that they are draining your energy or something. Is there something that you can do to to keep up your aura?
in fact, I would say when begin my journey, like not with intuition, but otherwise, I am an empath. I'm a feeler. So my solar plexus, like we have these four major psychic centers through which you absorb the energy. So especially
Hmm.
those who are feelers or those who are empath, they tend to absorb a lot of energy from their surrounding without even being aware of it. So as
Right.
a child, I was not aware of all this energy work. So whenever I would go to a movie, I would come back with a headache. If I'm going to a picnic, not a single day I would come back without a headache. Like picnic, you
Oh.
enjoy being with your friends, but I was
Right.
always met with a headache. And I didn't knew, and I had taken so many medicines and so many treatments for my headache, and I didn't know anything about it. Some doctors would
Hmm.
say "Hey, you have sinus, some would say you have migraine, some would say you have acidity. And I used to have these pills of medicines at my house just to relieve that headache. And
Right.
thinking it's running in my family because even my family had this issues of headache. So I thought maybe it's running in the family, maybe it's in a DNA.
Right.
Later, when I did this training, I realized that it is not running in the family. I used to absorb, being an empath, being a feeler, I used to absorb those negative energies. So,
Right.
yes, you have a divine protective shield. You can create a divine protective shield in such a way that those negative energies don't impact you anymore. So,
Okay.
since last 20 years, I don't know how many times I might have had this medicines.
Oh
Hardly,
wow.
hardly any. No painkillers. Yes, sometimes sometimes you're exerted and you have a long
Hmm.
day, lack of sleep, and you have headache. So I just pop in the pill. That is okay once in a while. But
Right.
unlike earlier, I used to have like, even if I have to go out, I would pop a pill before I leave my house so that I don't get that headache. Lunchtime hua bahar hai, even in the shopping, I would pop up another pill so that I'm comfortably able to shop things. But
Right.
now those things doesn't impact.
That's
So
great.
now I know that I'm not absorbing other people's negative energy in any way.
Right. Amazing. So it was great talking to you. Thank you so much for being with us, being on
Thank
the
you.
YSR live show. And thank you so much to all the viewers who are viewing us. Thank you so much. We'll
Most
be
welcome.
concluding now.
Yes.
Thank you.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye bye.